What's up, Ugnaughts and Jawas, and welcome into a new Andor Season 2, Episode 4 through 6 spoiler review. I don't necessarily have the free time to do a full length discussion like I did last week, but I definitely wanted to get a spoiler review, detailed review out there instead of just my 1 minute episodic shorts that I'm releasing for each and every single episode of Season 2. So here we go. Here's my spoiler thoughts more freely, if you will, of Andor episodes 4 through 6 of season 2. Let's begin by discussing episode 4. I love the plot of Cyril and Dedra, what they have going on, the fact that Dedra's plan that she shared with Krennic as far as how to get things going on Gorman is being played out here. Very cool. I love the fact that Cyril is actually successful in something for once. I also enjoyed quickly seeing Mon Mothma politicking here and there, and you can definitely see that things are unraveling. She's not getting the support from people that are in the Senate, so she's definitely going to have to go outside of the box here very soon in this season. Lastly, for episode 4, it's nice to see Cassian and Bix have some nice moments with each other, although they're very short-lived as they're in a very, very, very difficult spot in their relationship and just life overall. In episode 5, I began to get even more locked in with this story arc as Cassian arrives at Gorman, or should I say, Varian Sky, and suddenly I'm more interested in the Gorman rebels and everything they've got going on because the dialogue that's shared between Cassian and those band of rebels is very well done. I loved hearing the detailing of the Tarkin massacre. I think Cassian gets this information from like a butler of the hotel, and also there's more shared about the Tarkin massacre later in this arc. Just a really cool detail, yet brutal detail. It's interesting thematically to see Luthen no longer as sharp as he once was, and obviously that's going to be something that comes up, I would have to guess, later in the season as he's nowhere to be found in Rogue One or the original trilogy. I think this is just getting too big for him to handle by himself, and he's probably going to end up getting caught or something along the way, if I had to guess. And then obviously we got to talk about that monologue of an ending, Saw Gerrera. Incredible dialogue and crazy dialogue, but it's so fitting and it's so cool to get that character detail of why he is the way that he is in Rogue One with that Rhydonium. And of course, seeing Will kind of succumb to that, very interesting, and it's so realistic as far as how people struggle during war. Then suddenly everything comes to a head in episode 6. I adored this episode. I've been thinking about it nonstop. I mean, it's essentially almost been a full week since we saw it, and it was so well done. Cyril is very successful in getting the Gormans to trust his intel, and obviously Cyril is successful in pleasing Portuguese and the Empire, as literally everything that Cyril reports plays out to a T. Once Vel and Cinta made up, I knew immediately that we were going to lose either both of them or just one of them, so losing Cinta was not shocking, and again, like the monologue that Vel has with that character that kind of caused the scenario was powerful. Clea getting the bug out of Skolden's collection room was so tense. I think that was probably my second favorite moment of this episode, just because the tensions were very high as Krennic was in the room as well. My favorite part of the episode by far was the ending where Bix gets this epic revenge on Dr. Gorst, and you think that she's just alone and that maybe she could end up dying by herself because she just shoots this Imperial, and you're thinking there's no way she's getting out of there. Well, then Cassian walks beside her too and blows up the place. That was so cool. I got so many chills when we had that moment. And lastly, we have to mention, how about Bail Organa being recast? I know that actors and actresses and Star Wars fans are very connected to those, and I am as well, but I do have the opinion of character is more important than performer. It's vital that Bail Organa is here in this story, in my opinion, and it sounds like Jimmy Smits wasn't available, so you had to do what you had to do, in my opinion, but you might feel differently. Let me know down in the comments. What did you think of this arc? I adored it, and I can't wait for the next one, as I've heard that episodes 7 through 9 are some of the best Star Wars ever, so stay tuned, hit subscribe, as I'm going to be covering that and much more in the Star Wars galaxy on this channel. I'll catch you on the next one, and until then, as always, we have spoken.